MotoGP heads from Australia to Malaysia. It's round 19 and what could be a crucial round in terms of the World Championship. Bagnaia versus Quartararo. The green light is about to go on and the first practice session is about to get underway here for the Malaysia Grand Prix. We are back at this wonderful circuit, the Kuala Lumpur Sepang International Circuit. The first time we've been here since 2019 as well, due to the COVID pandemic. We've had some pre-season testing here, which means we're all good to get ready as the green light goes on and we exit the pit lane. Who's going to be the fastest out here as well? That's the question. We come here, of course, with the championship on the line. We've only got 2 points now. That was separated before we went to the last race as well in Australia, but with Fabio Quartararo retiring, it's Pepe Bagnaia who's taken a 14-point advantage in the championship. Can he be the champion this season as well? He has his first chance of clinching it here today. Time will tell as the green light is on for practice. And there is a crash out of the track with the yellow in the third sector. It's Aleix Espargaro. Big one there. Front end of the bike has been completely ripped off. So he must have barrel rolled it. Now, where's Aleix? I can see the marshals with his bike. There's Aleix. Just picking up as well on monitor 2. Looks okay to me. He does. Rises up as well. Doesn't seem to be scuffed on the levers that much as well. I'd love to see a replay as to what's caused this, but here we go. Can barely hear it. On the onboard then. Let's take a look. Throws it into turn 8. Looks okay. It's at turn 9. Oh, loses it way before the apex and the bike just skids across the exit curve in towards the back half. That's a nasty one. Hopefully as well. Aleix won't be injured from that, but the bike will have some severe damage to its flooring as well, to the aerodynamics part of it, so that bike will not be able to be used for the remainder of the session. It'll have to be repaired ahead of FP2. We've got a yellow flag in the second sector as Bastianini's coming through. 4/10 down on his overall best time at the moment. The audio level's been really up and down today. Sometimes we've got it, sometimes we haven't as well. See, it comes back at odd moments. I think Dawn have been having a couple of problems trackside. Oh, and it's Darwin Binder. And where's that on the track? Turn 4. Darwin Binder, top of the hill on the run-up where Vettel and Webber made that move back in 2013. So Darwin Binder then has gone down. Front's just tipped away from him, I believe. He's walked away okay. Bike, though, must have been kicked off into anti-stall because he's walking away from it, not trying to restart it. So he'll be looking to get back to the pit lane then in the next 15 minutes. It's a long walk back, actually, from turn 4. So I think that might be his session done, and he's lost 15 minutes of crucial track time as Bastianini enters the last corner. We'll follow his lap round. He's second at the moment, 6/10 down. Is he going to beat Quartararo with a good third sector? I doubt he will, but let's see what his long run pace is. So 2:01.043, 5/10 off the pace of Quartararo's time. Bastianini is looking good. Checker flag is out now. So Marquez is tailgating the back of Bagnaia into the braking zone. Bastianini goes second, 1:59.875. I think Marquez might have backed out the lap time. He's 94 thousandths down. And with rain predicted later, these could be crucial times as well. Going across the line then. Binder's following them. Bagnaia goes 11th. Marquez goes top. Binder stays top. 1:59.479 from Brad Binder on the KTM. And that is brilliant news as well for KTM at their home venue as well, coming through as well. Looking good for Red Bull as well. Marc Marquez in P2. Bastianini third. Mir looks to stay fourth as well. 1:59.479 is the time to beat at the moment, and he's looking strong. But I think that might just be all the checker flag moments from this session. Nobody else is improving that massively to jump in. Bagnaia is 11th. If the rain hits later, it's not a dry FP3. He's really going to struggle going into qualifying tomorrow to try and clinch the championship. Quartararo's P7 at the moment. He's got a Q2 slot, depending on what the weather's like on Saturday morning. This is a perfect opportunity as well to level up the championship, so it's a Valencia showdown into 2 weeks' time as well. So, from this session, it's Binder, Marquez, Bassini, Mia, Martin, Rins, Quadraro, Di Giannantonio, Marini and Bezzecchi, the top 10 that will go through to qualifying 2 if it's dry or if it's wet for the FP2 session, FP3, which it could be according to the weather. Good FP1 there, lot of action as Rins jumps to second at the dying moments, 1:59.576. Martin's the last one across the line. He's 6th at the moment, a second off. Don't think he's going to improve across it. No, he does not. So, good session there. Brad Binder tops FP1. It's time for the second practice session then here at the Malaysia Grand Prix. And after this morning's incident as well with Pol Espargaro coming back on the track and almost wiping out Johan Zarco, it's been announced just now that Pol Espargaro has been given a 3-grid position penalty for irresponsible riding as well this morning at turn 8. So he will start 3 grid positions lower than what he qualifies as well. That goes along with also Alex Marquez's penalty as well of a long lap after running into Jack Miller last time out in Australia. FP2 is about to go green. And the green light goes on, and free practice 2 is underway here for the Malaysia Grand Prix. There goes the green light now. Now, top 10 is Brad Binder, Rins, Marquez, Bassini, Mia, Martin, Quadraro, Di Giannantonio, Marini and Bezzecchi. Now, we're expecting it to stay like that because the keen eyes of Monchi might have noticed that it's a little bit later in the day than what it was originally, because free practice 2 has actually been delayed by over an hour because of a massive tropical rainstorm that hit the circuit during the middle of the Moto 2 free practice session. That red flagged it with 22 minutes and 40 seconds to go. They had the remainder of that time, so it delayed the main MotoGP by over an hour. So track temperature, it's down from what it was this morning. This morning it was 41 degrees, now it's 33 degrees as well. Air temperature 29 degrees, 3 km/h wind speed as well. The track, remarkably, is drying very quickly as akin to 33-degree track temperature. It's very hot here as well, but there is still a lot of puddles out there, so wet tyres are on for now, and we don't anticipate much going on in this session. In fact, many people just going to do some wet laps in case it's a wet race on Sunday. So 20 seconds to go then in this second part of practice. And at the moment, it just seems to be people are improving their lap times. They have gone on to slick compound tyre, but we're not seeing the times we did this morning. In fact, it's Cal Crutchlow who's top at the moment with a 2-minute 8.436. Alex Marquez going 1.7 seconds a lap faster. Miller, who's done in 12th, is 7/10 faster. Bagnaia 11th. He's quicker by 1.329. Quadraro's up by only a 10th of a second. He's done in 10th position actually as well. Checkered flag is out then. Who's going to have the better run to the line? Across comes Alex Marquez. Is he going to find any more time that we need to worry about? Goes top. Alex Marquez tops the practice session. 2:06.896. Miller in coming through as well, looking good. He's next across the line. Mia's gone 5th. Rins 7th. Bezzecchi 8th has taken the checkered flag across the line. Miller's 8/10 faster at the moment as well. Carl Crutchlow is up as well on his time. So Crutchlow still might find something in the bag here as well. Out of the final corner then, here comes Jack Attack across the line and goes second. He lost 8/10 in that third sector alone. That proves how damp it still is out there. Crutchlow 3rd at the moment, but up by 5/10 of a second, 6/10 of a second. Make that then for Cat Crutchlow. He's looking incredibly good. Here comes the Brit then on the With You Yamaha as well as their home race. And Cal Crutchlow goes top as well at 2:05.710 on their home Grand Prix for the Petronas Yamaha team. The With You Yamaha, it's their home race because they're still sponsored in some part by Petronas, and this is Malaysia. So Cal Crutchlow is delighted to team there with top honours. 2:05.710. Bagnaia goes second. Quadraro crosses the line, only goes 9th. So in damp conditions, Bagnaia is faster than Quadraro. We haven't yet seen them in full wet conditions. Maybe that'll be practice 3, but in the damp, it's Bagnaia still quicker than Quadraro. Nothing he can do. But Britain's Cal Crutchlow, on his 3rd weekend back in MotoGP, tops a practice session. Well done, Cal. 2:05.710. And the green light is on, and away we go then for free practice number 3 for MotoGP here at the Sepang International Circuit. Now the top 10 currently is Binder, Rins, Marc Marquez, Bastianini, Mir, Martin, Quartararo, Di Giannantonio, Marini and Bezzecchi. That's going to change though. Better conditions than practice 2 yesterday. Track temperature at 40 degrees. Still 4 degrees cooler than it was yesterday in FP1. Air temperature 28 degrees, 4 kilometre wind speed hour. We should get a very entertaining session. And Fabio Quartararo on a lap time. Oh, and I knew he was angry a couple of corners ago, but he's really angry now with the rider in front of him. And looking at it, I think it's his teammate. Yes, it's Franco Morbidelli. Morbidelli right on the racing line and getting in the way there, Fabio. And he's lost 1.199 seconds in that sector, and he's backed out the lap time now. Well, if I was Franco Morbidelli, I'd be expecting a punch in the face when you go back to the garage. You cannot defend like that on the inside line at all. Morbidelli's had a bad season. We've been saying it all year. I was saying it more recently on the Grid Network last time out. He's been having a terrible season. Hasn't scored that many points. Been outscored by Crutchlow 2 of the 3 races when he's been back. And this is Quartararo coming through turn 11. Back on the power. And yeah, Franco Morbidelli is right there on the racing line. I mean, he's cruising on the racing line. What on earth are you doing, Franco? And, if Yamaha continue with him, I will have no idea, because he's blocked him not once but twice in that last sector. And Franco Morbidelli, I don't think he's deserving. Oh, and that's Pol Espargaro has crashed out. Now, that's the second crash of the session, not for him, but we've had Ralph Fernandez crashing down turn 8 earlier on in the session, just looking back at my notes. And yellow sector 2 and 4, Pol Espargaro has crashed at turn 1 according to the official computer. He's up and walking away though. Got a yellow out in the first sector, down at turn 1. So from the start line turn 1 we understand there's a yellow as Zarco comes across the line in 17th position. Does he improve? Yes, up to 11th, 1:59.602, and it's Pol Espargaro for his second crash of the session. The first one now at turn 15. And the second crash now down at turn 1, and he's walking away. That's 2 crashes on 2 different bikes in this first session alone. Let's see how he did it. Believe the front's going to buckle into turn 1. He's following Jack Miller. Yeah, front buckles in as soon as he tries to turn in and drifts off wide. We've seen that so often here at Kuala Lumpur. But Pol's second crash of the session, I doubt he'll be back out then for the rest of the day. So we've got a lot of riders then back out on the track with 4 minutes to go, and they are all doing their longer runs in this session. So now this is the time to see exactly what they've all got. But a lot of bikes out there. Marquez is up by 0.039, and there's a lot of traffic, and there's rain flags out there too. Marc Marquez overtakes Alex Marquez as they come back through, and Fabio Quartararo gets past, but Franco Morbidelli is holding up Pepe Bagnaia and Marc Marquez. What are you doing? Oh, Franco, in turn 5, one of the fastest parts of the track. Bagnaia's hand goes up, Marc's hand goes up as well. What on earth is Franco Morbidelli doing? That's twice in this session alone that he has put others at risk, and it was a dangerous one because Marquez was right behind Bagnaia and almost ran into him. You cannot do that. Absolutely cannot do that. And Morbidelli's now holding up everybody's way. And the FIM stewards have now just come up with a message. Incident is currently under investigation. That is a grid penalty or a long lap for sure. So Quartararo gets through. Morbidelli turns in. Not even at full speed. No spatial awareness whatsoever. Bagnaia puts his hand up. Marquez comes through. Marquez almost crashes into Bagnaia because Bagnaia has to sit up because Morbidelli's hugging the racing line while cruising. Marquez almost crashing with Bagnaia, and it was all Morbidelli's fault. And Morbidelli, I'm sorry, but the idiocy of Franco Morbidelli, we knew he was riding with an injury last year as well. We made exceptions, but this year there is no exception. This year, this is an absolutely atrocious riding here in Malaysia. And Morbidelli, I'll be very surprised if he's actually at the team next year. Oh, it's Pecco! Pecco's gone down! Pecco has gone down on the deck! And I don't believe I jump out of my chair. The championship leader has gone down at turn number 7 and 8, and he was on the cutback. That's because of the conditions, because it is ever so slightly starting to rain here. Bagnaia has crashed out down at turn 7, and that means that the yellows behind him would have been affected. So Marini, Bezzecchi, all those behind him would get affected. Vinales and Quadraro might just make through here with a minute to go in the session as well. But Bagnaia has crashed out. Yellows behind him. Everybody now interrupted with their run, and that was not what was on the buck. Wow! Zarco crosses the line and goes 12th, doesn't make it. So Morbidelli is through into 10th position, but he blocked Bagnaia's fast run. Bagnaia has to go through qualifying number 1. So the World Championship contender will have to go through qualifying 1. And this is why, because of crashing out on his fast run on the damp part of the track, but Morbidelli blocked him on the previous run. It's all controversy here in Malaysia, but Pepo Bagnaia has to go through qualifying 1. Can he get out of it and get into Q2? Time will tell. Next up, it's FP4. And the green light is on, and away we go for MotoGP's 4th practice session. We start with news that Franco Morbidelli has been given a double long lap penalty for irresponsible riding during free practice 3. We knew he would, and it was kind of like it was inevitable, because you just cannot do that. In any live racetrack situation, you cannot be out there in such a dangerous position, so a deserving penalty there. Track temperature's risen up as well, thankfully as well, from the wrong graphic you're seeing on the screen, so we'll get that corrected, and then we'll be going for free practice 4. Oh, and that's Pol Espargaro. Pol Espargaro has crashed, I think, for the 3rd time today. Let's take a look at, 3rd time today. And that's at turn 8. Now, has he crashed there already? He's crashed at turn 15. Then he crashed at turn 1. That's the first. I think he crashed there yesterday, actually. So, oh, and that's Jorge Martin, session leader. Immediately replaced by Marco Bezzecchi, though. But Jorge Martin has now crashed out as well. So Bezzecchi's just beaten his time, and now Martin's crashed down at turn 8. Well, it's all getting a bit messy out here today at the moment. So there's Pol walking back, and then immediately at the next corner at turn 9, Martin turns in, and is the front going to buckle? Yeah, front buckles, and drifts out wide. What a bizarre couple of seconds that was. There's the residual dampness? No, because we just had Moto 2 and Moto 3 qualifying, and now it's the final part of the session as well. So very bizarre to get back out there. And that's Zarco. Zarco's crashed. That's Martin's teammate. Zarco's crashed at turn 14. So 3 crashes, all in the space of 2 minutes, all because, the front tyres aren't heating up? This is the other Prima Pramac with Johan Zarco. There's the F1 logo on the back. Turns in, front buckles away on him too, the same as Martin. That's really weird. At 2 different points of the track as well for both of them to drop off. Different sides of the bike as well. That's really weird. Really bizarre crash. Bezzecchi then coming into the last corner, looking like he's going to have a little bit of a wiggle at the back. He's 0.037 up at the moment on his own fastest time. Whether or not he'll stay that way is anybody's guess. And the last corner then, Marco Bezzecchi to the line. And does he go fastest? Yes, he does. 1:59.925. Bike off. And it's Quadraro. It's Quadraro. Now Bagnaia crashed in practice 3. And now Quadraro's crashed. They're in the same place as well as Bagnaia. Is that done at turn 7 and 8? Oh, that's gone a long way in, actually. Quadraro limping a little bit, but he's saying, come on, help me with the bike, help me with the bike. It is, same part this morning, turn 8, exactly the same part of the track that Bagnaia crashed at this morning. Front, oh, he rides the curb whilst turning the bike, and the bike just sort of dips over, runs along the curb, and then just spits him off, coming through the corner as well. Listen on board. Rides the curb, and off he goes, just drifts on straight away. So that's that bike destroyed then, unless he can get it going again. Oh, he is. Okay, he's looking like he can get it going again. So Quadraro will be back then, hopefully soon. He's saying that as well, so they can redo it. So let's hope Quadraro can get it back to the pit lane, and if not, he'll be on bike 2 for this session qualifying. And the session concludes with Bezzecchi on top, with Bastianini second, Martin in third, Rins fourth, Bagnaia fifth. A surprisingly actually dramatic pre-practice 4. Let's see what we're going to get then. Qualifying is next up here at Kuala Lumpur. And the green flag goes out and qualifying 1 for the Malaysia Grand Prix is underway. We've got Bagnaia, Zarco, Binder, Miller, Oliveira, Marc Marquez, Alex Marquez, D'Antonio, Crutchlow, Gardner, Pol Espargaro, Binder, Darren that is as well, Fernandez and Nakashima all heading out there on the track as well. Beautiful conditions happening right now as well. Track temperature the same as was in free practice, well, 49 degrees. Air temperature 33, 59% humidity. It stayed the same for quite a while. Who's going to get through? Bagnaia has to get through for the championship. Davide Tardozzi's heartbeat, 128 beats per minute. Let's see what it is at the end of qualifying. They've all gone out together in a line. Let's see how much of a mess this is going to be. So the first lap times then of qualifying number 1 here at Kuala Lumpur. Across the line comes Bagnaia, does a 1:58.895. Marquez does a 2-minute. Miller 1:59 goes second. Pole third. Alex Marquez fourth. Nakagami goes sixth. D'Antonio goes into 7th position as well. So Bagnaia, a 1:58.895 is miles above the rest of them so far here today. A perfect first lap. Oh, crusher! Alex Marquez has gone... Crusher, Alex Marquez has gone down. Alex Marquez has crashed out just as we lose the microphone, and Mark's backed out of it now as well. And it's just all a mess now. He's got in behind pole, but Alex Marquez has crashed out, brought out the yellow in the 3rd sector. That stops Bagnaia's lap time, and Alex can't believe it. Oh, Miller high side! Miller has a huge high side coming out of turn 1, and that was unbelievable. We were watching it coming through. I was about to say about the checkered flag coming out, but that was a massive high side from Jack Miller. The bike just literally in the downhill curve of turn 1 and 2, the bike, as soon as he went to change over, the back swung out, kicked him back, and up he went. Let's take another look at it. So turns in on the right, begins to pick it up to change to the left. The bike hooks up the front, swings it round, and has a high side. The bike, he barrel rolls, hits his head, and then the bike hits him on the back as well. Massive crash there from Miller. Looks to be winded, and I'm not surprised. A high side through turn 2 is not nice. Wow. Bike hit him in everything. That is not good for Miller. Fabio D'Antonio goes into 3rd position. Marc Marquez is 66 thousandths of a second off the pace of Miller's time. Will he kick out Miller across the line? He does. Marc goes second. Marc goes through to Q2. Binder goes 3rd. That's Crutchlow to 15th as well. Great start from Crutchlow as the rest of the field come through. So Bagnaia and Marquez go through. Binder is 13th, Miller 14th, Crutchlow 15th, D'Antonio 16th, Pol Espargaro 17th, Zarco 18th, Oliveira 19th, Gardner 20th, Alex Marquez 21st, Fernandez 22nd, Nakashima 23rd, and Binder 24th. Green line and away we go then for MotoGP qualifying 2. Martin, Bezzecchi, Vinales, Marini, Mia, Bastianini, Quartararo, Rins, Aleix Espargaro, Morbidelli, and then the 2 made it through from Q1. Bagnaia and Marquez all heading out there. Now at the moment, we've got Quartararo with a broken finger. He's had it in ice since free practice force crash. So all throughout Q1, now hopefully should be okay. Franco Morbidelli's just gone out ahead of him to try and give him a tow, but anybody's guess as to what could happen in Q2. The penultimate pole of the season, who will it be in the 4-way fight for the title? That's realistically match point Pecco. Bagnaia across the line then for his first banker lap time. It's a 1:59.368, slower than what he did in qualifying number 1 as well. Across the line, Marini now goes faster with a time faster than Q1, a 1:58.812. Mia goes second, Bezzecchi goes third, Marquez goes fourth. Bagnaia already down into 5th position. Quartararo is looking good. Aleix Espargaro is looking quicker as well as Bastianini goes a 1:58.625 and takes top honours here then at Malaysia. Jorge Martin is looking absolutely monstrous. It's a 1:58, presumably a 1:57. Cross the line comes Martin, a 1:58.021. He is 6/10 faster than Bastianini. He smashed the record that we had in Q1. Martin is flying out there. Aleix Espargaro's gone 4th, now 5th as Morbidelli goes 4th, and Quartararo only goes 11th. So with that suspected broken middle finger, Quartararo can only manage 11th. Bagnaia is 10th. It's advantage Aleix to get back in the title fight, and a big pull for Bastianini, but he's already sort of been eliminated anyway with 2 races to go. So this is advantage big time for Aleix Espargaro to claw himself back up there in the title fight. So no! Bagnaia's crashed! Bagnaia was up by a 1/10 of a second, and he has crashed out at the most crucial qualifying Coming into turn 4, he was up by a tenth of a second, and the front buckles away. He was being followed by Marc Marquez, and Bagnaia crashes out, and that puts the yellow flag out for everybody else on this run as well. Has that just done qualifying for everybody? Unbelievable! Martin on provisional pole. Marquez can still push, but he's got no one to follow. Bagnaia, his second crash of the day, and both Ducatis down on the deck. Miller in Q1, Bagnaia in Q2. Marc Marquez out of the last corner, 2 tenths down at the moment, 12th at the moment last, jumps up into third position with a 1:58.454, a superb lap time there from the Honda rider, and Quartararo is only 20 thousandths of a second down on Martin's time, so the advantage that was with Bagnaia is going to swing the way of Quartararo if he can hook it up, and Franco Morbidelli is also quick in the first sector. He's got a double long lap penalty tomorrow, but Morbidelli is finding something out there, and now he's 2 tenths down again. So is Quartararo. Oh, and nearly a high side for Quartararo as well. He's backed out the lap. Quartararo's backed out the lap, and he knows it's done. Quartararo will start 12th on the grid for the Malaysia Grand Prix. Bagnaia starts 7th. The championship at this point will have to go down to Valencia. Checker flags out now. Who's going to be faster? Who's going to be slower? Morbidelli across the line goes into 5th position at 1:58.654, and Alicia Spargro's crashed. Oh no! All 3 championship contenders have hit the deck here on Saturday. Aleix, Peppo and Fabio. And this is just insanity. Absolute insanity is happening here. And now it's Bastianini who might have the front row start. What is happening? Martin is 2 tenths under his own time. Malaysia, as ever, is delivering at crucial points in the World Championship. Martin across the line. Marquez gets out of his way. Jorge Martin does a 1:57.790, and that is 2 tenths faster than anybody else. An amazing time. Absolutely amazing. What a time from Jorge Martin. Bastianini second. Marquez is third. Bezzecchi fourth. Rins fifth. Marini sixth. Morbidelli seventh. Vinales 8th, Bagnaia 9th, Alicia Spargo 10th, Jorge Mir, Johan Mir's 11th, and Fabio Quartararo starts 12th. What a Malaysian Grand Prix we've got coming up. This is going to be insanity. The championship on the line, and everybody has hit problems on Saturday. But Jorge Martin on pole, Bastianini second, and Marquez rounds out the front row of the grid. Hello everybody, and welcome then to live coverage of the 2022 Malaysia Grand Prix. The keen eyes amongst you would notice I'm wearing the same shirt as I was on Saturday. That's only because it's early in the morning, so I've just popped on yesterday's shirt, but don't think will matter, we'll gloss over that. Hello everybody, welcome to coverage of the Malaysia Grand Prix, the first one since 2019. What we just saw down on the grid as well was a minute of applause as well for the late great owner of Red Bull, Dietrich Mateschitz as well, who passed away yesterday, aged 78. Of course, his presence not only felt in Formula 1, but present as well in MotoGP and all forms of motorsport as well. Well then, everybody, today could be the day. It's match point Pecco. Pepe Bagnaia comes into this championship leading by 14 points to Fabio Quartararo. There's a lot of anticipation of what could happen here as well. Let's go down and listen to Marc Marquez down with Natalie.
You've spoken about losing speed and really battling with the bike. So what's going to be a good result today? Can you spring another surprise?
I mean, honestly speaking, I don't think about it a lot because sometimes you can understand the rhythm, but yesterday my rhythm was, if you check the papers from yesterday, the rhythm is to finish 10th or 8th. But yeah, we will try to be more in front, of course. But will be a long race, difficult, especially because I'm fighting against the bike, and when you are fighting against the bike, for one single lap is okay, but for the race distance will be more difficult because also it's more demanding about physical side. But let's see. The track can change a lot because after the rain we need to understand. But will be maybe the most difficult race of my comeback because it's a really difficult circuit for my riding style. But we will try to do our best.
All the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marc Marquez was praying for rain. He didn't get it. This is how the championship looks then, coming into this round of the championship, as we were talking about. Might be able to hear Susie Perry in the background, apologies. So, Pepe Bagnaia leads 233 points. Fabio Quartararo has 219. Aleix Espargaro is still in this title fight. He's 27 points back as well on 206. Remarkably, so is Enea Bastianini. He's 42 points back. But Bastianini and Aleix could be both eliminated from title contention today as well. But for Bagnaia to be crowned the champion, this is what he needs to happen. If he wins, if Bagnaia wins and Quartararo doesn't finish on the podium, he's champion. If Bagnaia finishes second, he can be champion if Quartararo doesn't finish better than P7 and Aleix Espargaro doesn't win. If Bagnaia finishes third, Quartararo cannot finish inside the top 11 and Aleix Espargaro can't finish on the podium. If Bagnaia finishes fourth, Quartararo can't finish any better than 14th and Aleix Espargaro can't finish on the podium again. And if Bagnaia is fifth, Quartararo must fail to score any points, which he's done 3 times in the last 5 races. And also, Aleix Espargaro, again, doesn't finish on the podium. So that is the order of things at the moment as well, as we come up to the comp box as well, as you can see with our graphics. Well, I thought I'd change them over, but it looks like our timing graphics with 20 laps to go isn't working. So let's just get these ones back up and say voila. 20-lap race then here for MotoGP. I think I know why it's not working, because we're on the championship protagonists as well. You watch, I'll swap back to live classification. And on, yeah, look, there you go, look. So somebody note that down for the future as well. Just get those graphics back open for you. Okay, more interviews coming down from the grid then. We'll keep you up to date with all the championship protagonists. We've got the live points open as well on the iPad directly below our monitor, so we'll tell you if he's champion or not. It's pretty simple. Bagnaia must be over 26 points clear of Fabio Quartararo at the end of today to be world champion. It could happen. Bagnaia starting this race, of course, in 9th position, but what about Fabio Quartararo starting this race in 12th? Had a very, very poor qualifying as well. He even went down on the deck once. He's got a broken middle finger, has Fabio Quartararo. But Bagnaia too went down twice yesterday, both in crucial parts of the session. One in FP4, one in qualifying 2 as well. And Aleix Espargaro went down in free practice 4 as well. The only consistent rider has been Enea Bastianini, and he starts 3rd on the grid as well. Let's go down then to Natalie once again on the grid.
It was an extraordinary lap time qualifying by Jorge Martin yesterday. How confident are you and are the team of him fighting for a victory today over the 20 laps?
We are so confident because he have very good rhythm, especially yesterday on the afternoon. After that, we know we can fight for the pole position. And we are fast in all conditions. We are looking at the sky all the time because it's difficult to say a prediction. But we are in a very good position. I think we can fight for a win.
All the best today.
Thank you.
SHT wants to know what's my prediction for this Grand Prix, as well as Aleix Espargaro starts his 300th Premier Class Grand Prix as well. Well, my prediction, SHT, for this Grand Prix, if it was wet, Marc Marquez would win it. If it was dry, Jorge Martin and Enea Bastianini would be the 2 at the front. I've gone with Jorge Martin to take victory, though, after he demolished the old previous pole lap here. The pole lap was set by 2019 by Fabio Quartararo, 1:58.303. Martin did it yesterday at 1:57.790, an absolutely insane time as well to focus on. Hashtag #MatchPeco is what this is being matched as well on Twitter. Is it going to be the case? Look at the humidity though as well. 58%, 38-degree track temperature, 32-degree air temperature. It's the hottest, most toughest, most difficult race of the year as well. And we're going to complete polar opposites as well as we now listen to the national anthem of Malaysia.
kita selamat bertahta. Rahmat bahagia Tuhan kurniakan. Raja kita selamat bertahta.
A massive round of applause from the local fans here as well as we get all the action and build up as well. We're around about 8 minutes away then from the start of the Malaysian Grand Prix for MotoGP. The safety car rejoins the back of the field as well. There's the World Championship. Fabio Quartararo had 2020. Who's going to have 2022? Let's go down
For the
to
very first time this
Phil
year,
Vancantoli.
everybody on the grid seems like they're going with the same tires. This is the medium front and the soft rear. The reason is why in the front the soft is just a little bit too soft. It moves a little bit too much under the hard braking zones. Here we spend more than 30% of the time braking, and they need a bit more stability. So all the guys are going with the medium because the hard is just a little bit too hard. It doesn't offer enough grip on the sides. Now in the rear, everybody going with the soft. That's a bit of a surprise. But then this track is very high tire consumption. So what the teams are thinking there is that the soft offer more grip, so it offers less spinning, so they've got less tendency to leave rubber onto the track, and the tire life is actually better, and so is the lap time. One thing is, that I'm going to say now, watch out for this man, Alex Rins behind me. He's been really, really fast with his race rhythm this weekend. He's very fast off the line, and he's qualified really well, which he doesn't normally do. So watch out for Alex. He also activates the tires really, really quickly. And I hope the Suzuki has just as good as last weekend in Australia.
Thanks very much. Let's go over then to Susie Perry.
Be placed on the second row in front of Alex Rins there. But he does make a good point. What did you make of the fact that they're going for the soft rear? No surprise, probably.
Well, a little bit surprised at the entire grid that no one's tried to go for a medium, that they could maybe work a little bit harder. So everyone learning a little bit from Marc Marquez last weekend in Australia, going for the softest option, using the extra grip and then managing it. So yeah, it's going to be one of those races where you're managing your consumption, and that's where the likes of Alex Rins really comes into his own. So Suzuki could be a big danger man today.
Yeah, what about Enea Bastianini in that situation as well?
Yeah, Neil Hodgson called it earlier. I think Enea's possibly the favourite, so he's gentle both front and rear, manages it well in terms of consumption, comes strong at the later laps of the race, and he's got a fast motorbike under him. So yeah, arguably probably the strongest contender for the race victory today.
The time now is melting away until the start of this. It's not until you go on the grid that you actually realise just how long the build-up is for the riders, especially in this situation. It probably seems like days for Fabio and Pecco.
This one is so tough because you're so hot. You're already sweating as you arrive on the grid. We did see Pecco, he took his leathers down around his waist, put on an ice vest just to try and cool his core temperature a little bit, to try and help in terms of the race, because we've seen how physically taxing it was on the Moto2 riders. It's tough out there, it's hot, it's humid, it's a physical racetrack, and yeah, they're always going to be mentally drained at the end of it anyway, so it's a long 25 minutes on the grid to build up.
Famously called the Sweat Olympics, the Malaysian Grand Prix, by the previous Yamaha team and Alex Briggs and co, and he's not wrong there. One rider that we haven't mentioned, Franco Morbidelli, in a positive light after his behaviour yesterday, but he qualified his best ever this year. He's in 7th. What can he do from there?
Good to see a turnaround of fortunes for Franco Morbidelli. He's been really out of sorts this year. Tough weekend in terms of the little mistakes he's made, but yeah, good to see him kind of fighting and making the bike work. So I hope he can assist his teammate, because Fabio's been out there by himself for a little bit too long now. So another Yamaha wingman would be perfect what Fabio needs here on the race today.
Thank you very much from BT Sport there as well. Joining me in the commentary box now is Megan Birch. Good morning to you, Megan. Good news for you though, the last early start of the year. And good news for me too. Good morning.
It better be the last early start of the year, otherwise I'm going to have a problem with people.
Yes, don't worry, it is, as the grid begins to clear as well. Alicia Spargo there lines up on the grid as well.
I'm going back to bed for an hour.
Oh, ditto. I'm going back until about 12. I need some sleep. I only had 3 hours. Alicia Spargo starts 10th on the grid. Let's just do a reality check there, Megan, about this championship. We've got Bagnaia leading by 14 points. He starts 9th on the grid. Quartararo's 14 points back, starts 12th on the grid. Alicia Spargo, 27 points back. He starts 10th on the grid, and 42 points back is Nea Bastianini, but he starts second on the grid. Question to you, Megan. Who on earth is going to win this race? We've got Marquez third, Bastianini second, and Martin's on pole.
I have no idea. I'm going to do a random pick.
It's the 2022 Malaysian Grand Prix from Kuala Lumpur. There's rain in the air, and this is how they line up on the starting grid. Jorge Martin takes pole position once again this year, demolishing the lap record, and Nea Bastianini starts alongside him on the front row, along with Marc Marquez. Row 2 sees as well Marco Bezzecchi, who's Megan's picked as a race winner today. Alongside him is Alex Rins and Luca Marini. Row 3 sees Franco Morbidelli, Maverick Vinales, and Peppo Bagnaia. Row 4 is Aleix Espargaro, Johan Mir, and Fabio Quartararo, who's Megan's picked as the crasher of doom, then with her Matilda Finger.
That's just great.
It is. Row 5 sees Brad Binder 13th, Jack Miller 14th, and Kyle Crutchlow 15th. Row 6, Fabio Di Gianantonio is 16th, Johan Zarco 17th, Miguel Oliveira is 18th. Row 7 is 19th for Remy Gardner, 20th Paulo Espargaro, 21st for Alex Marquez. And row 8, 22nd for Raul Fernandez, 23rd for Suzuki Nakashima, and 24th for Darren Binder. It's a long lap grid penalty for riders 77 as well. That's Alex Marquez for running to Jack Miller last time out. It's a double long lap penalty for Franco Morbidelli as well after irresponsible riding in FP3. And it's a grid penalty for the 44 as well of Paulo Espargaro for a penalty as well in the session. This is just going to be absolutely insane. If he scores, it's 11 points to Quartararo, well, it's 14 points to Quartararo. He needs to outscore him here this weekend in order to be the champion. Bagnaia needs to be simply 26 points ahead at the end of today and he's champion. Is that possible to get another 11 points?
I'm honestly not that sure, to be honest. I mean, if the finger of doom is right and Quartararo crashes out, then sure.
Yes, that is the point as well.
I am not so sure. Part of me thinks it's going to go down to next race.
Well, just having a look at Fabio Quartararo, no points in Aragon, only 8 points in Japan, and no points in Thailand or Australia as well. So he's had some quite bad racing. In the last 4 races, he's failed to score 3 times and only has 8 points as well. There's Aleix Espargaro. He takes the title to Valencia if he scores 3 points more than Bagnaia. All loses less than 12 points to Quartararo as well. He's 27 points back. Aleix needs a big win today on the board, but the biggest win of all needs to come from Nea Bastianini. He's 42 points back. If he can win here today and everyone else fails to score points, he puts himself in contention for the championship. But realistically, Megan, it's like it's been all season. It's Bagnaia versus Quartararo with a challenge from Aleix Espargaro.
As usual. So, one question.
Go on.
How many points do you get again if you come in first?
First is 25, second is 20, 18 for third. So
if Quartararo crashes out and so does Bagnaia, then the championship would go down next.
Yeah, has to go down to Valencia. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Has to go down to that point in the championship as well.
Funny turn of events have happened.
I would love it if it went down to Valencia. Anyway, here we go. We'll go back to the Twitter screen once everything focuses up on the first lap. Getting ready then for the start procedure here for MotoGP's Malaysia Grand Prix. Who's it going to be then? It's advantage Peppo Bagnaia. He leads the World Championship by 14 points. Score 11 more than Quartararo. He's the champion today, but he starts 9th. Quartararo starts 12th. Green flag in the back for the first time since 2019. We're going to go racing in Malaysia. Lights on. Go in Malaysia. Good start from Jorge Martin. Great start from Marc Marquez. Alex Rins going to get a good getaway as well down towards turn 1. Bagnaia's got a great start. He's already alongside Marco Bezzecchi. Bagnaia's on the inside of everybody into turn 1. Bagnaia's going to take 3rd position to the first corner. Might even get 2nd. What a start from Peppo Bagnaia. He's up into 2nd position. That's a beautiful move. Marquez battling with Bastianini for 3rd. Bastianini comes out on top, but well done, Marc Marquez. Sorry, well done, Peppo Bagnaia. 9th to 2nd by the end of the first corner. That's an amazing run as Binder drops down to 10th. Where's Quartararo? Where's he made up? Quartararo's up to 6th position by the time we reach turn 4.
Aleix is 11th.
Aleix is 11th, so he's made up. He's actually lost a position, so Aleix has lost a position. Bagnaia's made up an amazing getaway on this opening lap. really good starts as they switch back over. That's Quadraro just ahead of Johan Mir as well for 6th and 7th position. So a clean getaway from everybody, and crucially, Megan, as well, nobody went down on the opening lap. We saw a back crash in the Moto 2 as well when Somkat Chancha got crushed by Pedro Costa. I'm delighted to say everyone is okay, but it was a nasty one as Morbidelli is going to get swamped here as well into the corner because he's been going wide. He's let Quadraro through, and Morbidelli, whoa, nearly does have a high moment as well. Mia swings around the outside as well, so that was going to happen. No jump start, say race control, which is the best news possible as they come through turn 11, and this is where on the opening lap I always cross my fingers a little bit after what happened in 2011. Luca Marini's dropped down to 16th position, Vinales down to 19th, Nakashima has dropped down to last position as well as Bastianini closing on the inside line, and Marc Marquez is now the next challenger to try and hold off Fabio Quartararo. As things stand, Bagnaia has a 23-point gap in the championship. So if Bagnaia wins and Quartararo stays where he is, he would go up to 26, which he would be champion. There's the long lap penalty being confirmed for Morbidelli, as well as the leaders, Megan, keep changing everywhere.
Why is Marini in last?
Marini has gone down to last position as well, and he is looking a bit stationary at sector 4.
Has he crashed?
I'm not seeing anything on the timing monitors. No yellow flags are out at the moment, but Marini has come to a stop in sector 4, so I'm going to put the yellow flag graphic out and say that he must have crashed.
Entered pits.
Marini's into the pit lane, so Marini's out of the race then. So from the highs of Australia to the lows of Malaysia, here's a look at the start, Megan, on board with Bagnaia.
Actually, maybe we can get a better look at what happened to Marini here. Because something must have happened. Bagnaia really did get a lightning start. He just went round the inside of everyone and somehow managed to just keep it. He somehow managed not to lose it, which is impressive, especially due to how tight it all was.
Bezzecchi has lost too many places. Bezzecchi's 10th, started 4th. He's dropped back.
I think he's going to be a winner.
Look at Bastianini, though. He's in the title fight. He's going against the main Ducati. This section of corners, 7 and 8, this is where we've seen everybody go down this weekend in the Premier class. They've all been taking it just a little bit too much on the inside, too much grip, and they all just hit the deck as well. So Bagnaia has crashed there twice this weekend, just to let you know as well. Once in practice 2, once in practice 1, once then in practice 4, and then he went down in qualifying as well at turn 4.
How many times Quadraro crashed here?
Quadraro's crashed out once so far this weekend in free practice 4 and broke his middle finger. So ironically enough, the middle finger that Quadraro likes to show to people, he's broke it on his left hand. So he can't go and swear to anybody out there, but I think he might be swearing a bit at Marc Marquez as well because he's holding on to the back. As we knew, in a dry race, Marquez is dropping back. Started 3rd, now down to 4th, but Marquez's fatigue could go a little bit here. I think, Megan, already, the star has to be Bagnaia. It's just such a weird season for him. The first half of the year, he was known as the crasher. Second half of the year, he's been really consistent throughout.
Yeah, and I'm just shocked right now, the fact that Morbidelli has managed to get into 6th.
Yeah, Morbidelli, he's up into 6th position as well. Looks absolutely fantastic as the bots have hit us as well. As we'll hide user on the channel. There we go. That should remove all those messages to come through. Fastest first sector. Who's got the fastest up of the race so far then? It's going to be someone in the top 3.
Bezzecchi?
It's Martin, 1:59.634. So Martin's got the fastest. Oh, there it is. Look, it should tell us. If we look at the monitor, where is Bezzecchi?
10.
Yeah, 2:05.27 was his last lap, and he has got a good one. But according to the monitor, look up here.
I'm still just holding out hope that I'm right in the fact that he wins.
He could still be right. You did put Quadraro there as a curse of magic finger, and he could be going down soon. As well.
One of them has to be right.
Yeah, one of them has to be right to come through as well. Hello to everybody watching on. Darren Binder up to 12th says SHT as well. Rio Denk as well says thumbs up. Hello, sorry if I've mispronounced your name there as well. It's very late for me. Well, it's 8:06 a.m, but I've only had 3 hours of sleep. Oh, Alicia Spargo's gone down. What's happened to Alicia? Marini's retired, but I think Alicia's gone wide somewhere. Has he kept going? Yes, but Alicia's just been passed by Binder, Oliveira and Crutchlow. So Alicia Spargo drops down to 14th position.
Come on, Alicia, you can do it.
That puts him down to 45 points. He's out of the championship contention. So is Bastianini, actually. He's on 46 points as well. Zarco's up to 17th. He's past Fabio Di Gianantonio at the moment as we ride with Bagnaia, looking back to Bastianini as well out of turn number 14 and down towards turn 15. It was confusing me on this graphic because our track map is the wrong way round to what we usually have in Formula 1, which is the other way round. But isn't it nice to see Malaysia again after 3 years? And, of course, Formula 1 don't race here anymore, but I love this Malaysia circuit.
It is nice to see Malaysia again, yeah.
Proper, it was built for Formula 1. It was the state-of-the-art Grand Prix in 1999 and still is state-of-the-art as well as they come into the braking zone for turn number 1. Right, 3 laps completed. We're on lap 4, 17 to go. Martin leads the way by 7/10 of a second. Bagnaia second. As things stand, he has a 23-point gap in the championship to Fabio Quartararo, which means it can't be done today, but it pretty much gives him the title advantage going into Valencia in 2 weeks' time. Personally, I don't want it done today. I want it to go down to a grandstand finale in Valencia, so we need something to happen here to make it swing the other way.
We need a big crash. They're not big enough to bring out the red flag for ages.
Yeah, we just need someone to just drop the front. Hopefully not Quartararo, although you picked Quartararo.
And bring someone else off.
Well,
hopefully
yeah.
he doesn't bring off Marquez.
Well, if Bagnaia does clinch the title today, he will become the first Ducati rider since Casey Stoner in 2007 to win a world championship on a factory Ducati. So he's definitely going to be trying to do that as well and break that record. That's been, how long has that been now? 15 years. Yeah, coming up as well since the last Ducati champion as well on that bike. It's been such a hard bike to master. Valentino Rossi couldn't do it. Jorge Lorenzo couldn't do it. Dovizioso got close in 2017 but crashed out as well. The only one who can seem to tame it to a world championship is Bagnaia. And that's something you wouldn't have said a year ago. Those rain clouds, Megan, we know we're in Asia and the tropical clouds sort of circulate, but there's a lot of rain clouds just coming into the last sector. Oh, and Morbidelli's taking his long lap penalty. So he had to do that within 3 laps, but he hasn't done it actually. So, that's his second. That's his double long lap penalty. So that's his second one now. He's done.
For some reason, it goes wide. Alex, I'm talking about.
I was wondering which one, because I'm watching Mark here on the screen.
Speaking of, so does his brother.
Oh, Mark goes very wide, leaves the door open for Fabio Quartararo. Marquez gets the cut back out of turn 15, though. Dan just breezes past him. Mark knew what he was doing there. He didn't want to give the toe to Quartararo down the back straightaway, did he? So he just sort of just let him through. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Quartararo wants to use a certain finger now.
Can't use it. He's broke it. It's bandaged up. And he's back on the inside line. It's Quartararo. Very nicely done. Quartararo goes up into 4th position down in turn 1. Passing Marc Marquez. I think a little bit of a round of applause there is worth it. That was fantastic from Fabio Quartararo as they come through. Top 3, though, are so good in the standings. They're at 24.8 for Martin, 24.7 Bagnaia, 24.6 Bastianini. They're just going a tenth quicker than each other each and every time. In fact, correction, they're going half a tenth faster than each other every single sector in Sector 1. It's unbelievable.
Quartararo needs to take Bastianini out.
He's in 3rd position, yeah.
To help Espargaro.
Yeah, but someone's down. I heard something. Did you hear that in the ears? Like scraping as well. Not seeing anybody on the timing screens go down. This is why a driver tracker would be handy.
I don't think anyone's down though.
No, I think you're right. Everything looks okay then. So we'll keep on. Bagnaia, very wide line into turn 9. And now we cut back to the Quartararo train. Because he's leading the next battle. Yes, I told you someone's gone down. Nakashima's crashed out. Trust the ears. Trust the ears. Nakashima has crashed out.
Is that behind?
Now, yellow sector 3. No, timing screen's up and dated. There we go.
Because he was still moving when you said that.
Now, that's bizarre then. Maybe the timing screen is slightly behind, but Nakashima has crashed out. Turn 9. That's a fast one as well in the hairpin. Presumably, that's a front dipper like we saw with Ayagura this morning as well. A lot of action as they come back down. We haven't seen he's okay, actually, and turn 9 is a bit of a hard one, so... yellow flag's been removed, so I hope, I presume he's okay.
He'll be all right.
Yeah. 16 laps to go then here of the Malaysian Grand Prix. It's Malaysia for Formula 1, Malaysian for MotoGP to differentiate it. Bagnaia leads the title by 21 points as things stand as well. Quartararo making his way up slowly to the field. He's 2.7 seconds now behind Enea Bastianini, who's continuing the pressure on Pepe Bagnaia, but Martin is just fantastic on that Prima Ducati. But right now, it's a Ducati lockout on the podium as well. And they're all different Ducatis as well. Prima Pramac, Factory Ducati, Grenesci Ducati.
It is, and then you just got Yamaha on the back, just like, let me in, let me in, let me in.
Yeah, and Colorado is sort of champing at the bit as well, isn't he? It's chomping at the bit, champing at the bit. That's it because he's nearly a world champion. Chomping at the bit, saying, please do let me in. Please do let me have a little bit of a go. Jack Miller passes Carl Crutchlow, says SHT, and Miguel Oliveira passes Darren Binder. Thanks, SHT, for keeping us updated with that while we take a look at the main focus. Martin's pulled out a 1.2 seconds gap. Is he the race winner today? I mean, Martin is just in a league of his own.
Possibly.
It hasn't been all weekend, though. Practice 1 and 2 were very bad for him. He came back in practice 3, certainly in practice 4, and just outshone everybody in qualifying. That's the two Suzukis under pressure as well from Marco Bezzecchi and Marc Marquez, who are ahead of them as well, having a bit of battle. Marquez is 5th, Mir 6th, Rins 7th, Bezzecchi 8th, and that's Aleix Spargo also passed Carl Crutchlow as well. Woohoo! So that's 45 points the deficit now for Aleix, but at least Aleix will take 3rd in the championship. But Aleix doesn't want 3rd in the championship. He says, I want to win it or not all be 4th, because otherwise, like Kimi Räikkönen said, he's got to go to the gala dinner.
down?
Oh, it's Pol Espargaro! Well, actually, who has gone down? Because Zarco, Crutchlow and Pol Espargaro have all just dropped down on the timing screen dramatically. I think they're in a battle, actually, so we need to see that little battle. There it is, further back at the top of the screen as well. So
Bezzecchi 7th.
Bezzecchi's back up to 7th, and Aleix down to 14th, passed by Franco Morbidelli. Poles repassed Maverick Vinales as well, so there's and now Aleix has passed Morbidelli again. We're looking at the wrong battles, Mr. TV Director. We need to be seeing the
We
action
don't want to
in the
see Lynn
midfield.
Jarvis.
Yeah.
We want to see a battle.
This is getting insane in the middle pack as well, and now we've got it's getting insane because Quadraro is slowly catching up to Bastianini. The gap 3 seconds at the moment. Bastianini's right in the back of Bagnaia. These two had an amazing dogfight a couple of weeks. Well, 2 dogfights, didn't they? Aragon and San Marino. San Marino and Aragon dogfights as well. The closest finishes in MotoGP history. As Johan Mir finally does make a move on Marc Marquez.
Yeah, I think Marquez is losing it slightly right now.
He needed it to be wet, didn't he? Otherwise his shoulder goes out.
He did need it to be
Martin's
wet.
crashed! Martin's crashed! That's the race leader!
Race leader?
That's the race leader!
Bagnaia's leading the race then.
Martin has crashed! We haven't seen on the TV pictures. There he is! Martin is out! Bagnaia leads!
Stuff's everywhere.
And if it stays like this, he was champion, but nearly. He dropped. That's a big accident for Martin. The bike flying off down at turn 5.
Wait a minute, we never saw Nakashima's.
No, we never did see Nakashima's crash, but now that means that Bagnaia leads the race, but crucially not the championship, because it's 23 points, because Quadraro moves up. For the briefest of moments, it was 26 points, but it goes back to 23, but Bagnaia leads here in Malaysia. And
Bagnaia can put the voodoo doll away now.
Yes, he can. It's Martin who's crashed. Did I put the commentator's curse on him?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Maybe slightly.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it as well. Such a bad race. A mistake to make then, as well as Carl Crutchlow gets passed by as well. Maverick Vinales. So Jorge Martin crashes out on lap 7 of the Malaysia Grand Prix from a commanding lead. It's now put Bagnaia in World Championship position. The only thing is, if Quadraro falls off, Bagnaia's the champion. He just needs to keep going. Although, what's that coming off the back of Bagnaia?
Bezzecchi's 4th.
Yeah, Bezzecchi's made his way back up into the order for 4th position. He's just past Marc Marquez, looking towards turn 1. There he goes, look, on the inside. A good spot there, Megs. On the inside he goes. Marquez trying to come back. So Bezzecchi's actually leapfrogged both Suzuki's and the Honda of Marquez. That's a good little attempt there.
Wait, where's Bastianini now this?
Bastianini is coming down on the order somewhere on the field. Can I just point out as well, we're only 15 minutes into this Grand Prix and we've got 13 laps to go.
What?
It's a quick race, this. Only 20 laps, but it's a fatigue race, which means because of the heat, because of the constant never having any pressure, it gets to you. It gets to the riders. You feel like you want to die, is what Neil Hodgson said yesterday.
He's 2nd and he's right.
2nd and he's right, what?
Bastianini. He's 2nd.
Yeah, he's closing in again, isn't he? 0.3 of a second.
Are you telling me that out of 4 champion contenders, we've got 3
in the top 3? Yeah, Aleix Spargo down 12th is sort of letting the side down, isn't he? Aleix is actually to drop down, but yeah, the top.
And then Aleix is just back there like Michelle from Full House, like, wait for me, I got little legs.
Pretty much is for Alessia Spargo, isn't it? Just kicking like that challenge you see going down on TikTok recently as well. But this is for Alessia Spargo, his 300th Premier Class start. Well, it's his 300th career start as well. 216th MotoGP start, but he had 17 in Moto2 and 44 in 250cc's and 23 in the 125cc category. All makes 299 races. This is his 300th start in MotoGP World.
That's a lot.
And he's only ever won one Grand Prix in all that time as well. Started back in Valencia in 2004 as well. Yeah. Did a season in the 125s, then moved up to 250cc as Mia's passed Martin. Replay. And, this is new. Picture-in-picture replay. And that's Bagnaia having a moment in towards turn number 9 as well on the inside line.
So they can show this one, not Nakashima's crash.
Yeah, I tell you what, I like that picture-in-picture replay. Formula 1 should steal that. Then we can keep an eye on the race as well.
That is good.
I like that. Well done for graphical approach there. So already, Megan, the rear tyres, everyone's gone soft rear, medium front. That's everybody. Everybody is medium front, soft rear. First time this year, it's uniform across the board due to the mixed conditions. But Bagnaia, though, is struggling with these tyres. I'm just worried that he's going to go down. How many times has he crashed from the lead of the race? How many times has he crashed in the lead this year from the race?
It's what he's best known for.
Yeah. So, come on, Peppo. Just stay on. He's called Francesco Bagnaia, but his nickname is Pecco Bagnaia because his younger sister, when she was a baby and 1 to 2 years old, couldn't say Francesco, could only say Pecco, which is exactly the same as why you, at a young age, couldn't say David, so I said Day-Day. So, parallels there between yourself and Peppo Bagnaia's sister.
I still say Day-Day.
He still says Pecco. So, see, it's all still normal. I might normalise it actually a little bit more, so there you go. Fun little nicknames as well to come through as Bagnaia on 258 points. Quartararo is on 235, so that's 23 points back at the moment as well. 12 laps to go then here in Malaysia, and Fabio Quartararo is pushing hard. I've never seen him push so hard actually. 2.8 seconds is the gap. He's continuing to close in. Bezzecchi, even though he dropped down to 10th at one point in this race, has closed his way back up as well. Bezzecchi could be on for a podium here today.
Could, yeah. So, in my standings, he's gonna win.
He's got to win.
Yeah.
How is he going to do that?
I don't know. Maybe Quartararo crashes and takes out Bagnaia and Bastianini.
An amazing three-way into turn 1 crash all go down.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
And then Bezzecchi leads.
I'm so glad this is live because that it actually happens. People will call us saying that it's a highlight or not done live, but this is live as well. I don't know how to say it's more live than not as well. We've got live everything across the board. So,
Morbidelli's back in his usual place, below the top 10.
Where is Morbidelli?
14th.
Okay, so well, he had a flash in the pan moment qualifying 9th. Where did 7th, sorry, in the end because of the penalties applied. So now he's just dropped back again. He got a double long lap penalty, yes, but he was irresponsible riding. This part of the track, he coasted on the main line and almost caused Pecco and Marquez to crash into him. Mark, that is. And he held up Fabio, his own teammate.
Maybe that was part of his plan.
I'll be very surprised if he's part of Yamaha's plan, though, next year.
Maybe he's... yeah. Maybe he's part of Bastianini's plan.
Possibly, yeah. I'd put Carl Crutchlow on the back. I'd tempt Carl Crutchlow back out of retirement, give him loads of cash and come back to a factory ride on that main bike, and Carl would win races.
Like that episode of My Family. Carl,
yeah.
I've got toffee.
Oh, money. Marc Marquez, 6th position. Alex Rins in P7 as well. We're on board with an Air Bastianini closing in. Now, these two Ducatis now at the front, ever since Martin gone down, they've kept that gap of 3 seconds to Quartararo pretty consistent. I haven't seen it drop below 2.5 all race. So,
no, really haven't.
Everybody thought it would be ludicrous that Bagnaia could win this race. He started 9th. He was 2nd by turn 1. And then Martin crashed out and took the lead of the race on lap 7.
What do you know? He's got the confidence.
He's an Italian, so what a mistake to make her. And Bastianini trying to come around the outside line as well again. Gives it so much more gas down the start-finish straight as well. if he can take some of it in towards turn 1. Bastianini's looking closer than ever before as well. Can the two Italians find something together as well in the braking zone? Two Italians, both on Ducatis, both going to be teammates next year as well on the factory Ducati. If this is what it's going to be like, sign me right up for 2023. Got sprint races and then main Grand Prix. I might need to be comatose at the end of the season just so my body can rest. Because
Noted.
look at this. Bastianini's going to pull to the inside line of the run to turn 4. Get off Fabio Tardozzi because Bastianini takes the lead at turn 4. Marta Bagnai tries to come through on the inside line. They're going to swing round the outside as well.
Get past him.
Hasn't worked. He's backed out of it. That's terrible TV direction. We can see a move's going to happen. And they cut to Fabio. They cut to Gigi Dall'Igno. But now Bastianini takes the lead. Bagnai is right with him. This is where Bagnai crashed into a couple of laps ago as well in terms of this practice sessions at 7 and 8. Looks to the inside line. Can't find a way through there. Gets back on the power.
Binder.
Oh, yeah. Binder
Darren.
and Di Gianantonio have crashed out. That's both.
Both of them.
That must have been a coming together then.
Ooh.
Yellow's out sectors 2 and 3.
I want to see this one now, please.
We're halfway in the Grand Prix. 10 laps down, 10 laps to go. 1 lap 11. And this is a replay then of the replay of the overtake. So look at that. Bagnai had no drive and Bastianini was so much more late on the brakes and just skidded through.
It was very... What's the word? It's not graceful. Smooth.
Smooth operator.
Yes.
Yellow flag is still out in sectors 2 and 3 as Marquez gets passed by Mia. There's Binder being confirmed to have crashed out. We also know that Fabio Di Gianantonio.
Can we see it this time?
Yeah, I must admit the TV direction's been a bit poor here. Rins has passed Marc Marquez as well. TV direction has been very poor today.
Yet again,
Lynn
we
Jarvis.
see Lynn Jarvis.
Oh, and that's Marquez getting swamped by Alex Rins into the last corner as well. We just saw on the off-board camera. Marquez trying to get on the cutback as well. Into turn 1 goes Bastianini and Bagnaia as well. They're closing in. Yellow flag has been rescinded, so everyone looks to be okay. But Binder and Di Gianantonio out of the race.
We have not seen.
Yeah, so we're down to 19 runners. Binder's out, Di Gianantonio's out, Martin's out, Nakashima's out, and Marini's out. In fact, we only saw Martin's crash. We haven't seen anybody else's crash.
Exactly.
And we didn't see what happened to Marini either because he just came into the pit lane. So,
He
yeah.
did.
TV direction today, not very good. So apologies at home if you're not getting the usual entertainment.
Little news flash.
Yeah.
People like to see the crashes.
Yeah, people like to see the replays as well. So apologies back at home. We can only commentate on what the TV pictures we see in the timing monitors with no other information. So
They're going to lose
Yeah.
people if they don't show the replays.
yeah. SHT says F1 TV directions flashback. Yeah, bit like when Lance Stroll came on when Vettel was side by side with Gasly in Monaco a couple of years ago.
So one thing F1 are good at, like showing replays. If there's
Yeah.
one thing they're good at.
That is one thing they're good at as well. Hello to Kobe, says your commentary is very entertaining. Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot. Kobe, get that link open. Megan, take the commentary.
Well, that's the worst type of me to watch.
There's Quadraro. Sorry, Kobe, I forgot.
Right, 9 laps to go, and Bagnaia still has not got past Bastianini. I mean, what is so hard about it?
It is quite hard, yeah.
I know those two have a bit of a rivalry when it comes to being first in a race, though Quattararo does crash into both of them. Just take out the wheels from right underneath.
Bagnaia trying to come through on the inside line as well into the last corner. Hasn't worked out. I feel really bad now because I forgot to set up the stream for the guys over on Grid Network. Because that's because the laptop went down just before we started the on-air button as well. So it was set up, but then it switched off.
That must be.
Oh, there's their Pepe's family as well, trying to watch on. The gap 18 points in the championship then at the moment as they come through. And Gigi Dall'Igno's watching on as well. Quadraro's coming through. They're all just trying to find the right time on the race, trying to find, I want to say, the okay situation where they're not going to cause too many errors and too many mistakes.
I am not sure that's possible.
I'm not sure it's possible either, actually, coming through on the inside line. Let's see a replay. We're going to lose TV pictures for just a second, so don't panic.
No.
As they come through as well.
What do you know it's gone?
What do you know? It's back. As they come through. Another entertaining Grand Prix. Another entertaining race as well. To have more action too. Megan, do you think this championship is going to actually go down to the next race? Because it seems... Yeah, it does seem to be that way, doesn't it?
Look at where Quartararo is, and look at where Bagnaia is. And look at how it's still not gone down.
Yeah, it hasn't moved, and it has it actually anywhere in a second as well as they come back through. So 8 laps to go. Bastianini leads. He's got, 0.265 of a second to Bagnaia as well. So they've got 2.2 seconds. So these two scrapping has actually brought the gap down to the lowest it's been of the of the whole race for Quartararo. He's closing them in. There's 8 laps to go still, so it's all there. I see that Kobe's joined us. So sorry about that, Kobe. My fault. I do apologise as well. But at least you've been still seeing it, as now you can.
Also, he's running on very little sleep.
Yes, I am. 3 hours. No, not even that. 2 hours sleep. As they come back through on the inside line.
Why are you running on 2 hours sleep when you?
2 till 4:30. So not that great. Hello to Freddie. He says hello.
You went to bed at 1 though.
I didn't get to sleep till 2. Up at 4:30, so 2.5 hours. Down towards
This is
10.
why I told you to go to bed early.
Down towards turn 1. Can Bagnaia find a way through? Look at them both squealing the rear tyres. Bastianini's got a little bit too wide. Bagnaia might just have the slipstream. Oh, and Bastianini cuts him off mid-corner. And look at this. The Ducati bosses are frantic at the moment. They don't know what to do. They need the points in the championship. Gigi Dall'Igna doesn't know what to do. The big bosses at Ducati don't know what to do. They're all just sort of sitting there and just hoping it all goes okay and hoping it all sorts itself out. And look at this. Again, the gap down to 2.3. It's closing down again and again and again and again.
What is Quartararo doing?
Oh,
Nothing.
He's
doing nothing.
Quartararo's been a bit out of it recently, hasn't he? He needs to try and find some time and find some pace. Bagnaia's going to try and go through on the inside line. That's goodness me. That's a bit close. Oh, he's going to try through turn 8. He's been forced out wide. He's going to touch the green. Don't go down. That's what he did in practice 3. Oh, God. Bagnaia is pushing it to the absolute limit. He tried to go around the outside and just got forced out a little bit wide. And it's not good enough. They need to find some more time. They need to find some pace out there. Gigi.
What's going on there?
Gigi Dall'Igna's come out to the pit wall now, so even he's going to have control. So he wants to say something now. He's not happy with the way things are going, is he? He wants to make sure that this championship is settled quite quickly and not in a problematic way. Oh, and Bagnaia's trying to go around the outside. Bastianini is costing him now 1.9 seconds away. And Bastianini, who is a factory Ducati rider in 2023, is going to be given the call to let him through, but he might not need to. Bagnaia pulls to the inside line, down towards turn 15, lay on the brakes between the pair of them. Does he take the lead? Yes, he does.
Thank goodness.
But Bastianini's got the cut back, and Bastianini will have the toe down the start-finish straight as well to try and pull away. Oh, he's going to close into the outside line.
No offence, Bastianini, though you were slow.
Yeah, he's too slow. Bagnaia is much, much faster than Bastianini. Hands down.
It looked like it was a person pulling a train, a child pulling a train.
Pepper's girlfriend there, just praying as well. She's been having it all weekend long as well. A lot of nervousness, a lot of anticipation, just sort of waiting as well. As Bastianini's got another run up the hill towards turn 4. Goodness me, I thought there was going to be another contact there. It's just getting so tense and so close. You just don't know what's going to happen next in this Grand Prix.
Back to 23.
So that's 2 points more. He needs 3 extra points. He needs to be 26 points better to Quartararo to be world champion today. He's missing 3 points. And that's because Quartararo is, well, he might get it. And now Gigi's going back to the pit wall. He's been...
Where did he leave?
Yeah, wait, is that a replay? No, he's gone back to the pit wall. So they're all talking now. The big 3...
Have you ever heard of radio?
Yeah, the big 3 Ducati bosses. Maybe this is something that can't be discussed on the radio. Did you think that?
Why does he have to walk to them?
Is it something too big that can't be discussed on the radio that has to be discussed elsewhere? Like
a surprise party?
How about don't just let him through, back off, because that looked to be a little bit of an order for me. On the inside as well, like don't go too wide, don't do this, don't do that.
It also looked like he'll get there at 6 p.m.
Lynn Jarvis is happy. He's close. Yeah, he's sort of haunting him on, and yeah, Miller and Mia have passed Zarco. Zarco's dropped down to 10th.
Yeah, and also they just went down.
Yeah, they have. They've lost a couple of positions there as well. Ao Bagnaia as well. Go on from Zalin as well, watching on in the YouTube chat.
Good for Marquez, though.
This is going to be a dramatic 6 laps. The internet, hopefully, is going to settle down shortly. as well. We understand it. Oh, it's an. Oh, hang on a minute. The timings are frozen. All the timings are frozen on my laptop. So, we now know the problem.
It's back.
Yours is, mine's not. The timing screen's frozen. So the timing screen has frozen on YouTube. That is wrong graphic. It stopped for some reason. So probably when we did that stream setup as well. 5 laps to go. And I can't fix it either, so I'm going to have to hope it fixes itself because I can't switch off the commentary, but it's causing problems. So I don't know what to do at the moment. We have 5 to go. And it's getting so close to the championship. I'm going to leave it. I'm sorry, Mark, but I'm going to leave it. You'd rather me commentate on the race than have timing, so I'm going to leave it. I'll leave it and fix it after the race because we need to see this championship deciding moment, even though it is freezing up the computer quite a bit.
I don't think there's going to be a moment.
No, I don't think so either. Let us know, by the way, please, if this YouTube chat is okay and you can still hear us and everything and still see us okay. Because if so, we'll leave it as it is until the end of the race and we'll commentate after. We'll get the timing sorted after. But at the moment, I don't want to risk changing it. As they come through, Bagnaia leading the way. Quattararo now 1.6 seconds behind. We're going to be on for a grandstand finish ahead, I think, here. All good, Josh. Thanks, Adam. Okay, as well from Victor. Thanks, guys. Good morning, Adam, as well. So this is all going to be it then. A grandstand finish here in Malaysia. There's 5 laps to go, not 8. Graphics are frozen as well as they continue to push forward. And Megs, they're just getting a little bit more insane, aren't they, right now?
They are. They keep cutting to just like Lynn Jarvis.
Yeah.
Doing nothing. It's uninteresting.
Yeah, it certainly is as they come back through. Oh, I think we've crashed now on YouTube as well, but we're still commentating elsewhere. Bagnaia getting a little bit wide there as well, isn't he, at the moment? Yeah, we've got a whole crash now, thanks to
On
that.
the brighter side of things, Bastianini just seem to be catching.
Well, he just needs to stay consistent, that's it. Stay consistent and you've got it. And don't do anything fancy, Peppo. Not until the YouTube's fixed, please, to come through on the inside line. Keep it calm. 4 to go here in Malaysia as the racing continues on. Hopefully as well. Quattararo's closing in as well, Megs. Talk us through it.
All right, so Quattararo, after being silent for most of this race, is finally trying to get back into the action. Though he's not doing very well at that. Also, the gap between Bagnaia and Quattararo in the championship is the same as Bastianini's number.
Yeah, it is actually as well. I understand that. We might be back now actually in a second. So that might be some...
There was going to be a move because, let's face it, we're not that one.
You're back with us with YouTube stream. Apologies for the interruption as well. We've lost timings up here in the comms box, but nothing we can do about that. As it stands, it's not going to be a championship to crown because Bagnaia's on 258 points. Quattararo's 223 points back. And Aleix Espargaro, Megan, has been the big sort of, I don't want to say it, but the biggest outsider of this Grand Prix so far.
He has.
Yeah, he's just been
Strangely
non-responsive.
enough.
Yeah, he's been non-responsive, hasn't he, really?
Being in third, he somehow makes that work.
I know he mean he does. He's making that work quite well, actually, up here in this race at the moment.
Oh, Mia, for some reason, goes down into 11th. That's 2 places he goes down. And yet, I think it was just him going wide.
Yeah. Mia's been taking out a couple of things as well. Quattararo has dropped out 1.6 seconds back now, so that's still going to be a factor in this Grand Prix as the racing continues. 1.605.
Mia's dropping down even more.
Mia's crashed. Mia is out. Jan Mia's crashed out of the Malaysia Grand Prix. Rider okay, though. But
Can we see this one?
I doubt it. It's just another little accident, another little drama that we've had to contend with here in Malaysia once again. Yellow flag's been pulled in now as well. But
I would love to know how he crashed.
You would love to know how he crashed. I would love to know how he crashed, but I don't even know where he's gone down on the deck. Presumably turn 2, if it was the first sector. Oh, we're just seeing a crash icon at the moment on our screen.
Why does it still say that he's moving?
Can't tell. Has he gone down and then come back up again?
No.
Bizarre.
Not as far as I know.
3 laps to go then here at the moment. Just about to get our timings back up in operation, actually, up here in the comms box, thanks to some magic as well that we've got sorted up here, if it starts working. So Bagnaia leading the race at the moment. Megs, talk us through it.
Bagnaia seems to be holding well from Bastianini. But honestly, that is not a hard thing to do at the moment due to Bastianini losing time. Because let's face it, he's being quite slow at the moment.
Very slow. Very, very extremely slow. At the moment as well is the correct pronunciation of the term, of the fact there. He's just sort of given, I don't want to say given up, but he has sort of just gone completely cuckoo in this Grand Prix. As Quartararo just continues to get on. So we're nearly there with graphics, by the way, just getting it all sorted now. As Bagnaia leads this race at the moment. Megs?
Carl Crutchlow goes into 13th.
Carl's doing amazing out there today, can we just say. Carl Crutchlow, a debutant, not a debutant, but a returning rider to the Premier class, as we've now got timings back alongside us here. Aren't I clever? As well, with Bagnaia from Bastianini Quartararo at the moment. So still trying to find the gaps. 2 to go. I think it's done. I think we've had it. The race seems to be done for me.
Just call the end of the race, please.
It does look like it's going to be end of for the race. So Bagnaia will go to Valencia as things stand with just needing 2 points. It's going to be that simple. I would love it if Quartararo came back, though. If Bagnaia drops it now, by the way, that changes the complexion of the championship once again, because it'll swing it back towards Quartararo by 3 points. So it's not over yet, but it's very unlikely that's going to happen. There's your championship. So, oh my God, as well, coming through as well. David, sort out YouTube. The standings, please. Who's David?
Brother. So I don't see why he would be involved.
Oh, what was that? Flicking off the back there, Bagnaia's tyre. Bit of rubber being flicked off the camera. There is the timings live as well. It's not the greatest we have, but it's the quickest we've got to have access to it ever since the main PC decided to crash on us. As it tries to come back through. Bagnaia enters the last corner, then turn 15. Right behind him is an Air Bastianini, and he's getting awfully close as well. This is going to go out to the last lap, out of the last corner then.
Don't take each other off, please.
It's been shaping up to this then. A last lap showdown for the Malaysia Grand Prix. Will it be Bagnaia or Bastianini? In towards turn 1 then. Trail breaking in comes Bastianini. The front wheel is pointing the opposite direction to where he needs to go. He just about makes the apex, goes a little bit wide. That gave her enough time to Bastianini to get a good exit out of turn 2 and 3. The run up the hill towards turn number 4 as well. Can he get the move? Can he find the time? I think Pecco's just a little bit too good in the braking zone. Bashi's going to look to the inside line. These two, remember, have had the most closest finish in MotoGP history. They did it twice. 0.039 and 0.058. That was back-to-back races as well at San Marino and in Aragon a few times ago. And once again, Megs, they're back here to make more drama for us.
They are, and it's... Honestly... I don't know whether to be excited for the fact that they're finally trying to battle each other, or saddened for the fact that they thought the last lap of the race would be a wise place to start.
Towards turn 9, Bashi's going to try and go around the outside. That was probably like a warning shot across Bastianini's bow as well. Into turn 10, Kinky 11 and 12 then. Bashi's getting a little bit out of shape. This will be a last corner. Drag out the last corner for sure. Downhill. Last corner, that'll be it. The championship will go down to Valencia. So along with Moto2, MotoGP will see a showdown in Valencia. But with Bagnaia only needing 2 points, it's more of a certainty than not. Unless something happens in the last two corners. Quartararo's getting in by 2.019 seconds. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Down the back straight we go as well. Up to 290 kilometers an hour in top gear. Down to just 75 kilometers in the last corner. Bastianini seems to have given up. He's trying to close in. It's too late for Pepo Bagnaia. It is definitely match point. And now across the line with victory in Malaysia, it will put him in the best possible situation to win the championship in 2 weeks' time in Valencia. Pepo Bagnaia wins in Kuala Lumpur. Alea Bastianini is second. Fabio Quartararo is the third, which means in the championship, it's Bagnaia 258, Quartararo 235, a 23-point gap between them. Franco Morbidelli gets his first top 10 finish of the year. Aleix Espargaro finishes 11th. A bad race from him. But the championship will go down to the last race of the season, Megan.
Good.
But it will go down with Bagnaia only needing 2 points. It seems a done deal for Ducati.
It really is just a done deal. Also, have you ever noticed how Lynn Jarvis looks like an older version of Daniel Craig?
I did think that actually earlier on. I was thinking to myself when it came on, I thought, oh, it's Daniel Craig. What a race. Apart from the timings crashing in the middle. But even that, we had a backup plan because we can just put them on the other screen here and put them on YouTube. So we had a backup plan.
And Bezzecchi finished fourth.
Bezzecchi finished fourth. He was 10th at one point in this race. He dropped back at the start.
He did good.
Well done. Rins fifth. Great race from him. Oh, okay. And dropping back. So that's a good result for the Mooney VR46 team.
Yeah.
Rins is
Bastianini
fifth.
finished where he started too.
Miller sixth. Marquez seventh. So he did drop back. Binder
Rins
eighth.
too, actually, too.
Rins finished. Well, Rins started fifth. Finished fifth. Well done to Jack Miller, actually. Started the race down in 14th. Finished sixth. Good race from him. But I think it's all eyes to the top three. The top three in the championship now as well. That is there you can see Pepo Bagnaia's sister in the Ducati shirt and his girlfriend just alongside as well. His girlfriend has been a nervous wreck all weekend.
I'm not surprised.
In practice three, that sets the running order for the two qualifyings. She was walking up and down the paddock, up and down in the pit box as well, looking absolutely worn out. So the stress levels on her must have been through the roof. I know.
She's really invested.
That's what I was thinking. Malaysia, once again, you've delivered up a classic. The decider, November the 6th at Valencia, between Pepo Bagnaia and Fabio Quartararo. 23 points gaps between them. It's going to go Bagnaia's way, but anything can happen in MotoGP. And believe me, this season, anything can happen. And most likely will happen. Quartararo riding in pain, though, with his broken middle finger. You can see it's hurting him. Look at that. That is some dedication. There's Aleix.
Why doesn't he stop him? Why is he... Why?
Shaking his hand on the broken finger with Aleix Espargaro.
And stop bending it! Do you think it's going to heal if you're going to continuously bend it?
Maverick Vinales has gone up into 14th position, but he finished down in 16th. So what's happening there on the timing monitors, I wonder?
I don't know.
I don't know either. On the board. It's still going, actually. The timing monitor's still changing. Comments. I thought you were going to say something.
No, just...
Oh, you just...
No.
You can go.
Yeah.
You can go in a minute. I want to get the timings back up now that the thing's over. So you can go in a second. What you can do, however, for us, Megan, is tell us who do you think's going to be the champion in Valencia in 2 weeks' time?
I think that Bagnaia will be.
Bagnaia?
Yeah.
Are you certain about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that. Because it looks like it is going to be likelihood.
Exactly.
For him, to be the champion. So, incident is currently under investigation. What's this? That's oh!
Are we finally getting...
That's Morbidelli hitting into the side of Aleix Espargaro. I just praised Morbidelli, and he barged into the side of Aleix. That's it. What Morbidelli has done this weekend, that's it. He nearly killed Marquez and Bagnaia in practice 3 with dangerous ride on the racing line. That nearly caused a massive accident, akin to what would have been for Jorge Martin. And honestly, great. Munich Motorsport says, great job, thanks for the commentary, as the Tinderbox gets back in here. But hide users on this channel. There we go. There we go. They're just so annoying little bots, aren't they?
They are.
To come through as well. Simone says, thank you both. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 8,772 of you at the moment. Thanks for joining us. And Megs, I'll get this on, then you can leave as well, the comms box, because we will be hearing from the top 3 shortly as well. Predictions for Formula 1 later though, Megan, because you're not going to be with us as well for that race. Who do you think is going to win in Formula 1? Sainz on pole, Verstappen starts second, Hamilton third.
Well, I was actually going to say Sainz.
Oh, okay.
Though, let's face it, Max is going to probably win. Because he always seems to damn win.
Max probably would win, yes. I must admit that seemed to be a possibility. There we go. There's
It's actually getting a bit too repetitive.
the race is over, but now our timing's finally come back. That's always the way. Anyway, thank you, Megan. You can disappear now. As we're going to be hearing from Simon Crafar and our top three shortly. Thanks, Meg. See you later. Go back to bed now. I'll be back in my own bed in around about 15 minutes, and believe me, I'm waiting for it after 3 hours. So, bye bye, Megan. See you at 1 p.m. As well. As Mark Marquez watches on. It's not raining. Good. She's taking an umbrella out now. Didn't rain here in Malaysia either, actually, as well. Pepo's girlfriend watching on there as well. Pepo, so happy as well. Victory number 11 of his MotoGP career. His 21st victory overall across the 3 classes. And he'll be talking in shortly as well with Simon Crafar as well. 2 points would do it for Pecco in 2 weeks. That was from Matt White in the Grid Network chat. Seems to do 13th or higher. Yeah, but the problem is, Pecco Bagnaia is a crasher as well. World Teams champion this year is Ducati Lenovo. So the factory Ducati team have now wrapped up the Teams Championship. They wrapped up the manufacturers a few races ago as well. Nice Pecco as well. Thank you for your live streaming, says Hannes as well. No problem. Every single race. And next year, even more coverage of MotoGP. Highlights of practice sessions on the Friday and Saturday. Live coverage of qualifying and the sprints. And then live coverage as normal as the Grand Prix as well. So it's taking longer than normal, actually, because of the Ducati photo shoots for the Teams Championship to go down. So what we'll do is we'll hear from Simon Crafar, and after his interviews, we'll cross back over to the paddock with BT Sport, where Susie Perry will be talking with Sylvain Gintoli and Michael Laverty, and then we'll cross back up for the podium. We'll go through the results and the standings as well, going to Valencia, and then we'll all wrap up and go back to bed in many cases as well. Pepo Bagnaia and Fabio Quartararo congratulating each other on a great race as well. Quartararo's finger, actually, look, it's not bandaged up actually this time, so it looks okay to me. So that's all good. It's all getting together now as well. It's been a very hot and sweaty Grand Prix for many people as well. Humidity at 32, well, humidity at 59%. Ground temperature is 32. 31 is air temperature. Dry says, why Marquez? Down into 7th position. That arm still not healed completely. He's still not back up to match fitness, is he? Let's go down there to Fabio Quartararo talking with Simon Crafar.
That was the ride of a champ. At a horsepower track, you force it from 12th on the grid onto the podium. How do you feel about it?
I feel so good. You know, it's a long time I didn't make a podium. I give my maximum today. Couldn't do any better. But I'm proud of myself because they make a good day, but we made also a good day. At the end, I know where I was losing exactly the time. So, like riding, I feel I ride really well, one of the best of the season, especially first laps. So I'm feeling super happy, and at least we bring it to Valencia. Even if the chance is super small, we did everything to bring it to Valencia.
Awesome work, Fabio. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, let's hear from second place, Enea Bastianini now, talking with Simon.
Enea, beautiful ride. Please tell us what we'd all like to know. If it wasn't Pecco there, did you have something left to pass?
Yeah, I tried a lot to overtake Pecco in the last lap, but was impossible. My traction was not really good, I think. But with the brake, my bike was okay, was perfect, and I think we have make a really good battle, really good race. And well, now there is the last race, also with Gresini, and we try to arrive in the fourth three in the championship.
Great job. Congratulations.
Race winner now, Pepo Bagnaia, champion-elect of 2023. Talking with Simon Crafar.
Pecco, right when it counted with all that pressure. What a beautiful ride. Tell us how you feel about your race.
First of all, I want to say that I did my best start I ever did in my life because it was perfect. Then the first breaks, I take some risks to entry in the front, but then following Jorge was a bit too much for the rear tire, and I was starting to stress too much, and I said, okay, I have to calm a bit the pace. Then he crashed, unfortunately, but I think that today we did a really, really good job in terms of the championship, and also it's my 7th win of the season, so we can be very, very happy.
Huge congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Before we get down to Susie, Franco Morbidelli has been given a 3-place penalty, and that has dropped him down behind Miguel Oliveira.
Done everything right, even under pressure from Enea throughout. So Pecco, brilliant start from the third row to jump off the line. So critical to get to the head of the field and then control it. As he said, tried to match Jorge Martin, knew it wasn't on today, but then done everything else right.
My God, that start was incredible. But let's have a look at that move from Enea Bastianini then. I think it was on lap 11, Sylvan. We got a right battle on here, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see that Bastianini was actually in for the win. You could tell that, and he was just hunting Pecco. Made the move when he counted. He thought he probably could go away, but Pecco had more speed. It's always a bit like that on this track, though. You know, you can overstress the tires really quickly, and this is what Pecco said at the start of the race. You know, he let Martin go, just to his own pace, control his rhythm. Bastianini, though, was in until the end. I mean, that last lap in turn 9, he had a really big wobble of the front. That's made him lose a couple of tenths, and he couldn't have a go. But otherwise, I think he would have had it. We were talking about it in cabin. He would have had a go at turn 14 and try and disturb him. So Ducati, no team orders, basically. There wasn't any.
Well,
and,
it looked like they were brewing some up at one point, but...
yeah, but it's nice to see, you know, because there could have been, you know, a big prize for whoever Ducati rider is going to let Pecco win, and that spoils the sport, and nobody wants that. So we want to see a battle, we want to see a fair fight, and we got that today. Yeah. Bastianini tried his best, Pecco was the best man.
So Pecco had to wait a good 4 laps before he could come and take the take the lead of the race back again. You can't imagine how he was feeling at that point, can you, Michael?
At that point, I think he figured things out following Enea. Enea could turn a little bit better than Pecco, but Pecco's so strong on the brakes all race long. Really good into here, good into turn 1. So, yeah, his strengths in the end were what won him the race, but Enea just kept him honest all the way to the last corner. I was impressed with Enea, but you heard him say there, didn't quite have the traction. Normally he has the grip at the last laps, but today I think he maybe overworked his tyre a little bit.
And so that is right, you're right. That's exactly what motorbike fans want to see. It's what we're used to. We're not used to team orders. We're not used to letting anybody pass. It's more difficult on a bike anyway than in a car, but we don't have it here. We don't see it, and we didn't see it today. I think there was a moment of panic between the Ducati bosses in the factory team, but let's just have a look at that final chance for Bastianini, or chance he tried to create for himself that didn't quite come off on the last lap.
Yeah, Bastianini, I mean, he was in the fight, and this is the braking for turn 9. Just look at his front wheel there. That wobble there, he nearly ran at the back of Pecco, and he just had to go a little bit wide. This is a couple of tenths, basically, that he lost there, and that made him lose the chance to attack then towards the end of the lap. We thought he was going to line up Pecco into turn 14. He was a little bit stronger there, but basically Bastianini was a bit stronger, releasing his brake just at that, you know, that corner speed, the entry speed. He's so smooth. He's got such great control, you know, over his front tire. Didn't get the chance, but he tried. He gave it everything. I mean, that wobble there, this is very, very close to a crash. So he gave it all. Not to take anything away from Pecco. Pecco controlled the race really well, reacted very well as well when Bastianini came past him in the middle of the race. Remember Le Mans, Bastianini came past, Pecco made the mistake. Well, he's obviously learned from his mistakes. And yeah, he's the full package.
Fair to say, Michael, as we're looking at shots behind the podium, Fabio's there with his hand in a bag of ice, broken finger, and a very bruised hand, actually. It's not just the finger, the whole hand was damaged yesterday. Those 3 riders all gave 100% today and squeezed the maximum out of all of their bikes, didn't they? We were seeing sublime racing.
Yeah, the lap times that Fabio was putting in, given that he was losing possibly 3 tenths along these last 2 straights, that was fantastic. So his ability to chip out 1-2 tenths a lap and try and claw the gap back on these 2 Ducatis. So I think with Yamaha give him a little bit more horsepower next year, we're going to see Fabio back able to challenge a little bit better for race victories. But all 3 riders exceptional today.
They really were. How much of an achievement did you think it was for Fabio to make the championship roll on to the final race in Valencia?
Huge. And you know, more than just the points and the counting is his performance, the way he controlled his race, the way mid-race he was faster, you know, he was catching them in the front, and that's a great performance. Like Michael said, they've got such an engine deficit on this particular track here in Malaysia, the last 2 straight. He was losing 2 to 3 tenths every single lap, so he was making that up somewhere else. We saw him silky smooth, no mistakes at all, a perfect race, and this is what Fabio was so happy, even though he's lost some points at the championship.
Onto the podium they come then as well. We'll come back to the main camera. Fabio Quartararo taking 3rd position as well. New procedure this here weekend as well, being trialled for next year, is when you bring your helmets onto the podium. We've seen it in a couple of Grand Prix, but it is now permanent procedure. Pepe Bagnaia, though, gets the biggest cheer of all. He is on course to be world champion in 2022. Pecco is in a league of his own. And a handshake there from Ducati. Stephen Carpenter, the FIM board member, will present Ducati Lenovo with the Constructors' Trophy. They have won both the Constructors' Championship and the Teams' Championship, Ducati, this year. 3rd place presented to Fabio Quartararo. Podium number 28 of his MotoGP career, 32 overall as well. For Enea Bastianini as well. It's podium number 8 in MotoGP, but the big 4-0 in his career across all classes. And for Pepe Bagnaia, I think you already know as well. Victory number 11 in MotoGP, victory number 21 of his career, podium number 20 in MotoGP, podium 43, and a podium and a win that almost secures him the World Championship. Anything can happen in Valencia, but he's got one hand on the trophy, and we can't wait to see what's going to happen next. It's time for the Italian national anthem. A fantastic career win in MotoGP. And as ever, it's champagne time! How much celebrating will be done in Valencia? Either Quartararo will be a 2-time champion, or Pecco Bagnaia will take his first World Championship crown. Anything can happen. And I can't wait to see what is going to happen next in MotoGP. Right, let's go through the full results then of what happened here today. In terms of the Grand Prix race results then here from Malaysia, it's Pepe Bagnaia who's taken victory with a fantastic charge and a battle throughout the race as well. Really was a full-on Grand Prix. And Enea Bastianini takes 2nd. Fabio Quartararo takes 3rd, ensures that the title goes on until Valencia. Marco Bezzecchi 4th, Alex Rins is 5th, Jack Miller 6th, Marc Marquez started 3rd, dropped down to 7th. We knew he would, but at least it's a top 10 finish and some good points for him. Brad Binder is 8th, Jan Zarco 9th, and Aleix Espargaro given back 10th position. A 3-second penalty was added to Franco Morbidelli's time for barging Aleix out the way. So Morbidelli goes to 11th, and a bad weekend all round though for Franco. Well done to Kyle Crutchlow once again, though. 12th fastest in this weekend in the race. Good result from him. Miguel Oliveira is 13th, 14th for Paulo Espargaro, 15th Raul Fernandez, 16th Maverick Vinales dropped back. Alex Marquez 17th, Remy Garner 18th, Joan Mir 19th, and then the retirements. Darren Binder retired, so did Fabio Di Gianantonio. Jorge Martin crashed out of the lead this Grand Prix in terrific style. Nakashima retired on the track as well, and Luca Marini went into the pit lane and decided to call things a day. And in terms of the all-important World Championship standings, Pepe Bagnaia is on 258 points, Fabio Quartararo 235. 23 points the gap, 25 on offer in Valencia. Just 3 points and Bagnaia is champion. Not even that, just 2 and he's champion. It's easy, but if he falls and Quartararo wins, it goes the other way. It's still anything can happen in Valencia, so still get nervous. The battle now for third is between Enea Bassini and Aleix Espargaro. Level on points, 47 separating them from the top 3, so that's it for them. Jack Miller 5th, 189 points. He's 21 clear of Brad Binder, now moves up to 6th. Johan Zarco goes 7th, 2 points back there in a battle then. Alex Rins is 8th, 10 points clear of Miguel Oliveira. Oliveira and Martin in a battle. Martin would have overtaken that by quite a bit actually, moved up to 8th in the championship, but crashed out today. Maverick Vinales takes 11th. Marc Marquez now to 12th, finally passing Luca Marini. That's been there all season long. Marquez now on 113 points, finally breaking into the hundreds as well. Further down, Bezzecchi 14th. Good result from him today, finishing in 4th after dropping down to 10th at one point. Johan Mir 15th as well, 77 points. Polo Spargaro 56. Alex Marquez on 15. Nakagami 46. Morbidelli 37. Di Giannantonio 23. Dovizioso 15. Binder 12. Gardner 10. Same as Crutchlow and Fernandez, and Bradl on 2. So that's it then. All done from MotoGP here in Malaysia. 2 weeks' time is when the season rounds out. November 4th, 5th and 6th. Join us all weekend live here. Special finale. So practice 1, 2, 3, 4, qualifying, warm-up, all live here on YouTube alongside the Championship Finale Grand Prix. 2 points separating them in the championship. Who will be champion? One hand for Bagnaia, one broken hand for Quartararo. We'll see you next time out when the championship concludes in Valencia. Bye for now.